Hi everyone. On today's session on the next step, we have Nirmit with us. The idea of the video series is to understand and speak to different people and understand what kind of career path have they followed and what were the decisions that they made while they were on this journey. So welcome, Nirmit.
Hi Sonali. It's good to be here.
Nirmit, before we start, why don't you take a few minutes and introduce yourself?
All right. My name is Nirmit Shah, and I come from Ahmedabad. I'm a computer engineer, and then I did my MBA in marketing, and then currently I'm working in Wipro as a consultant.
Nimit, if I understand correctly, I mean, you were very, interested in building a software engineering career path before you got attracted to marketing and you were pursuing that. So I just wanted to understand a little bit, from your undergrad days, like when you were in engineering. So
Yeah.
what was your thought process like when you were thinking about, this kind of a career path of a software engineer? So when did you understand that, this is not what I want to do?
Right. So I wouldn't go so far as to say that I had planned that I'm gonna have a software engineering career. I mean, it was more of an afterthought. But initially, the idea was that it was 2012. I had just come out of school, and the initial lure of the computer engineering path was the idea of working with technology, working with computers, and the whole idea of using logic to solve problems. So that was the initial lure. And the people I talked to initially before I decided to get into computer engineering was that, okay, see, you are seeing it in your daily lives as to how this is shaping up to be like the next biggest thing in the world. And if you're someone who's interested in the idea of using logic, using problem solving skills, using the latest technology to kind of solve real world business problems, to help people to create an impact in the real world using technology. So that was the initial lure. uh, that is how I got into computer engineering. And uh, initially when we started my undergrad, when I started my undergrad, it it started with that premise only. And as I went ahead, that was that part of logic and that part of problem solving using, then the means was there. So then you get into all the coding technologies and all the the software aspect of it, all the technical aspects of it.
At some point, during your engineering, you realize that marketing is something which attracts me and marketing is something which I want to do. So how did you identify your passion towards marketing, and you were like, okay, although I'm doing computer science, this is not what I want to do. I want to do marketing. So how did you understand that?
Technically, in academics, I was studying computer engineering, but then there is so much beyond that, right? You have your college committees, you have your college clubs, you get access to a lot more information, you get access to a lot more people. And that is where you kind of get to see, okay, all this is also there. So for me, it initially started with getting into a cultural committee at the college. And uh, they needed somebody who was good with communications. They needed somebody who was good at writing. They needed somebody who could frame sentences and promote the events. So that is where I got first introduced to the idea of okay, you can use communications as a tool to promote your idea. I mean, you see ads and everything, but you don't really think about it that way. Okay, I'm gonna this is something that this is can be a career path, unless and until you have a parent or a cousin or a brother who is already in that field. So it started like that. And uh, I think uh, very intuitively I had an interest towards the communication arts aspects. That is the reading, the writing, and photography also comes into it. So that is where I started exploring this whole idea of uh, okay, so what can how you can use communication to propagate events, ideas, whatever. So that was my first introduction. And throughout, gradually, in the third year, fourth year of my undergrad, I thought that, okay, this is something that I'm really interested in. This is something that I can be good at as well. So it was kind of, I still liked problem solving. I still liked coding. I still liked, the computer engineering aspects of it. But then I was also discovering this new area, which I think I was intuitively good at. That was the idea of communications, the idea of, which we call technically as marketing, but the idea of, using your words, language, uh, different tools, photography, whatever, to use that and to promote something, be it a product, service, event, whatever. So that is how I think I got introduced to the concept of marketing. And then eventually I thought that, okay, this is something I was interested in pursuing, I am interested in pursuing. So I thought that, okay, let's think of this as a more, more systematic professional career path. How can, I make this initial hobby, this initial intuition, into something more, more systematic. So that's when I decided that, okay, let's try out a marketing career as
Okay. So you went for your MBA, right? And that to to a school which is particularly known for marketing. So you went
well. Right.
for your MBA directly after engineering. Were
Right.
you considering at some point that, let me try out a few, try working before going for an MBA, maybe in a marketing role itself, if you
Hmm.
can get one. So did you have that kind of a debate with yourself that should I work before going for an MBA, or should I just like directly go for an MBA?
Personally, I directly went from engineering to MBA, so I can talk about that. But then after 2 years of working now, and if I look back, I also think that I can, advise someone on the other way. So I'll give you the pros and cons of both. Uh, if you directly go from engineering to an MBA, I think what it does is, probably you save some time in terms of your career progression. It's like, you're just continuing your academics, and then you start off right where you want to go after an MBA, right? So if for me it was marketing, so it was like 4+2, and then a career in marketing. That is how it went. But if I were to advise someone who's at this stage, who's making that decision, I would probably tell them to get some work experience first. Because I think the reality of working and the ideal that somebody has in their minds when they are when they are a student, when they are in undergrad, I think both of them are very different. And I think people, especially students, should get a reality check of what it is to work, right, in an office, in a corporation, in an organization, what it's like. Because as students, we are probably very idealistic, and we have a certain kind of image of how it's going to look like in mind. But often that is not the case. It gets shattered very soon, very fast. So I would say, you stress test your assumptions. So what I mean by that is, in my case, for example, if I was thinking that, okay, I want to make a career in marketing, if I could go back, I would tell myself, okay, if you are interested in making a career in marketing, why don't you stress test this assumption? Why don't you actually work in marketing first before deciding for yourself that, okay, this is the career you want? Because what that does is that brings things into perspective. A lot of people think that, do you already have to know for sure. That is wrong, right? You can't know for sure unless and until you actually go out and do those things. You don't know for sure. And that age is such a flux, right? 17 to 22, that's such a, age where, you want to do everything, and you feel like you can do everything, but that is probably not the reality. So that's why I think, anyone who's whatever, and I just gave the example of marketing, but I think anyone who's in that stage, my advice to them would be, if you are whatever career path you are pursuing, give yourself a year to stress test it. And in today's time, it is it is so easy to do that, right? You, even when you are in your undergrad, you have the option to do internships. You have to the option to, you know, network with people. LinkedIn is there. You can actually talk to people who are exactly doing what you think you want to do, right? You can give yourself a couple of years here and there, right, to figure it out, and then you can go for it. So that was a very long answer, but I hope that it it gives some idea to people who are facing this question.
This brings me to the next question also, because I think you did a lot of internships and a lot of projects to understand what exactly in
Right,
marketing you want to do.
right,
So if you can
right.
talk about that, right? Like what career paths are possible under marketing, and what
Hmm.
exactly does a digital marketer do? What you are in?
Right, right. When I got into Mica, I was surrounded by people who came from all sorts of places, right? There were people who had like 5, 6 years of experience. There were freshers like me. There were people who came from physics background. There were people who were already doing marketing and then they had joined MBA in marketing from Mica, right? So I had all sorts of people around me. And then one thing I realized was that I probably lack a lot in terms of experience in as compared to all these people, because they already had a head start over me in terms of work ex, in terms of knowledge, in terms of, you know, in terms of like real work experience. So I thought that if I have to bridge that gap, what can I do? So that was one thing, bridging the gap between myself and my peers who are ahead of me. So that was one thing. Second was, now okay, now if I did not stress test my assumptions before, now I can do that. So those were two prime reasons where I said that, okay, how can I do that? And the options available were, you can probably do a project, you can probably join a committee, you can probably, uh, read. So academics was already in place. So what other two things were possible? So that's where I thought that, okay, let me, if I want to get a taste of this field, if I want to get a taste of what all is happening in this field, and how the academic principles, what is studied in classroom, is applied to the real world, what can I do? So that's where I kind of started pursuing more and more projects. In my 2 years, I did 6 live projects, and so those the best part about doing that is that, first of all, you're dealing with a real world brand. So I did projects with Mahindra, I did projects with JioSavan, uh, I did projects with a lot of startups, local startups in Ahmedabad. Suddenly what happens is that you are thrown into this real world, and uh, in the classroom it seems okay, I'm understanding everything, but now when it comes to actually, applying that knowledge to solving a client's problem, that's where you actually have to put in your brains. That's where you actually see, okay, how much did you understand from those classroom sessions, and how that is translated to a real world problem, right? Because in marketing, for example, you hear about, okay, you need to, understand your target customers, right, very well. In theory it's great. Okay, what do? You do research, you do, you talk to people, you talk to the client, okay, who are your past customers, and you try to segment them, and those kind of things you learn in the classroom. But now, to that client, if he asks you, okay, I need to do this, and you tell him, okay, you need to know your customers, he's not going to accept that. You have to tell him, okay, how exactly you're going to go about, you know knowing your customer, how exactly you're going to segment him, how you exactly you're going to find details around him, whether those details are relevant to his business or not. So those kind of things, in the real world, and you try to apply them in the real world. And so that is one thing. Other thing is that projects allowed me to explore different facets of marketing. So for instance, I did projects in digital marketing, I did projects in branding, I did projects in advertising, right? So you get to explore different facets of marketing, because marketing is such a big umbrella term, and there is so much to unpack. And so projects were, very instrumental in helping me understand different areas in marketing. And then again, see, you get to do those things in the real way, and then again you find out, okay, the same thing in marketing also. What do I want to do? Do I want to become an advertiser? Do I want to become a PR guy? Do I want to become a brand manager? Do I want to become a marketing manager? Do I want to become a retention and growth kind of a person? Do I want to be very digital specific? Do I want to just focus on SEO, the internet part of it? Or do I want to go, and there's this new term which is coming up, which is marketing technology. Do I want to go about figuring out what goes behind the scenes, how things like digital asset management systems, things like content management systems, how they work. So there are so many things there also, and you can make a career in each, and a very long distinguished career in separate those individual fields also.
So if I have to ask you now, right, like what does a digital marketer do? Because you have been in that job for now 2-3 years. So what do you do, and
Yeah.
how do you see your career path evolving?
Right. So essentially, marketing, if you think about marketing in very simple terms, it's right message to the right people at the right time. In very simple terms, that is what marketing does. Now, digital marketing is simply taking that concept and putting it into any channel that is digital. What do I mean by channel? Channel is your TV, your radio, your internet, anything which is a medium which can be used to put that message in front of the person you want. What has happened with digital is that that medium which was traditional in nature, which was TV, radio, newspaper, it has become digital, right? Digital is anything that is trackable, anything that is online, anything that is connected to the internet. So that includes websites, that includes emails also, that includes your Google ads also, that includes your social media also. So you have to think of it in terms of these are all channels which are digital. The core marketing remains the same. You have to bring that message to the right person, but using these channels which are now connected, which are now online. And what happens with digital marketing is that there's this ability to track it, to make changes in real time, to see what is working, what is not working, to get all this data and capture it, track it, find patterns, analyze it, and improve it, right? So that is what digital marketing does. And in terms of careers in digital marketing, I would suggest someone to learn the different channels which are there. So for example, if there is email, learn in and out of email. How does a system like Mailchimp, or how does a system like Marketo, or how does a system like Salesforce, what happens in email marketing, right? How that channel helps, what purpose it serves, right? What are the different tools which are used for email marketing, and whether it happens more in B2B, whether it happens more in B2C, right? Everybody receives emails, right? Go to your email inbox and see how they have structured it. When you first register in a website, what is the first email you get? What is the second email you get? What is the third email you get? How have they structured it? So take that one channel and go deep into it. If you're talking about Facebook ads, right? If you're talking about social media in general, take Facebook. See what the biggest brands, biggest spenders on Facebook are doing. How are they doing the digital marketing, right? What is there on their Facebook page? How are they promoting the ad? Who is seeing the ad, right? Go to Facebook's website and see what are their, how do they, how do they help brands do their advertising. So my advice to anyone who's trying to get into digital marketing would be, take individual channel, break it apart, and see what context it is used as, right? Where is social more relevant? Where is email more relevant? Or where is probably a blog more relevant, right? So you have to pick apart each and individual channel and try to get deep into it.
Cool. So I think, Nirmit, this brings me to the last question. Although you
Hmm.
already, gave a lot of suggestions for people who are, looking at an MBA or who are looking at a digital marketing career path, or in fact, marketing also. So I just wanted
Hmm.
to ask if there is any other suggestion that you would want to give to people who are looking at a career path which is similar to yours, right? I mean, and like anything like which comes to your mind right now.
Yeah. So I would say that, especially people who are in this age of 17 to 25 and the formative years of the career, I would say that, don't don't be fixated on one thing. You know, these are the years, and I still am not sure that if I'm going to do digital marketing or not. This is an area I'm interested in, but maybe I'm still exploring. So my first advice would be keep yourself open to exploration. Try and experiment as many things as you can, right? So for example, I started with computer engineering, but at the same time, during my computer engineering years, I was experimenting with photography. I had my own Facebook page. After I went to Mica, I experimented with a lot of projects. I was a part of different committees, right? I was talking. Then out of Mica, I got very active on LinkedIn, connected with a lot of people, saw what they are doing, talked with them. Okay, oh, you are doing this, how to do this. Oh, you are doing this, how to do this. Keep a lot of freelance side hustles going on. I still have my blog currently. I blog because that is something I want to see as my side hustle, right? So don't limit yourself to one particular career or area. Keep it open, dabble in everything. You have time to dabble in everything, and then eventually you can kind of, uh, if you like something, go for it, right? Even if you are not academically or professionally pursuing that area, search on your own and do it, right? There is a tendency, like I've seen, that a lot of side projects become the big things. So uh, keep yourself open to side projects. That is one advice I would give. Go high on side hustles.
Cool. So, thank you so much, Nirmit. I think this was a really insightful session, in terms of like learning from your mistakes as well, and a lot of good feedback that you gave. So, thank you so much
Right.
for being with us.